I used to be a travel writer, and I would spend many hours on airplanes. So I got myself a travel cushion, and it served me well for many years. But I purchased this thing because I wanted another option, and quite frankly, it just looked a lot more comfortable in the photos. So that's how we got here. Let's take a little tour. So there are 49 of these little balloons here, plus the pump thing here. That's 50. And once it's completely inflated, it can hold up to 440 pounds. So pretty much anyone should be able to use this. It's nice and wide, so any kind of airplane seat, desk chair, a bench at a sports game, any place where you're sitting on something hard, this should be plenty large enough. Like you could almost get 1.5 people on here. But yeah, so whether you're a small person or a large person, this thing should be fine. So it's pretty simple. You have two options for blowing this thing up. You have the built-in pump, which I just tested a little while ago, and quite frankly, it takes a really long time. And it kind of made my thumbs a little tired. So I guess it depends on what your lung capacity is, or if you just don't want to put your lips on this little plastic thing. But yeah, so pumping it up is an option, but I would recommend blowing it up. So the nozzle here is a 2-opening situation. When you open the top one like this, that's for inflation. It's got a one-way valve here, so you can blow it up, and then when you take a break or you getting ready to put the cap back on, air isn't flowing back out. It's a one-way thing. And if you want to drain it of all the air, you open up the second one, and then it all comes out. But yeah, between the built-in pump, which is kind of slow and is really hard on the thumbs, quite frankly, and blowing it up, I would recommend blowing it up. It takes no time at all. There it is. It's blown up. I mean, it was already half blown up, but look at it. When I tested it, this took 1 minute and 20 seconds, and my thumbs got really tired. When I blew it up from nothing, it took less than 20 seconds. In fact, about 5 seconds of the 20 seconds was realizing that I had opened up I had this one open instead of the smaller one, so air was escaping. So if you take away my silly mistake, it probably is closer to 10 seconds to inflate this thing from completely empty to completely full. I did it in 2 breaths. So once you've blown it up, obviously this protrudes. You just have to push it back in like that, and then it's nice and flush with the rest of it. Put it down, and you're ready to sit. According to the product specs, it works fine. I mean, obviously, I'm going to be using this in an airplane seat, but also probably in my desk chair, to be quite frank. So I was a travel writer for 13 years, and I probably walked many thousands of miles in that time. Travel writers do a lot of walking. So now I have sciatica in both hips. It's particularly bad in the right hip. Also, my tailbone protrudes a little bit more than average, which is a weird thing to have to say on camera. But in any case, so airplane seats have always been a problem for me. And I have used a different inflatable cushion for years and years. But now in recent years, even that isn't quite enough. I'm still pretty sore, and I have to get up and walk around. So I'm hoping this solves that problem. So again, looking at the size, I mean, this is plenty big for an airplane seat. It might even be too big for some of the economy seats. I don't know, but I mean, worst case scenario, you just fold it up a little bit. Works good on desk chairs. It works fine on wheelchairs. I would say check the dimensions, especially on a wheelchair, to make sure it fits right. I'm not a wheelchair user. I don't know how these things work, but just, it is rather large. So just make sure your wheelchair can accommodate it. I think it would also work great at sporting events. Those hard plastic seats, or just like the regular wooden benches, those things are punishing. That's exactly when I would want something like this. So yeah, when you're done with it, you just pull out the little nozzle here, open up the big opening, and then you just sort of press all the air out of it. You've done this before. It doesn't take that long. If you fold it in half twice, it should actually take a lot less time. Let's do that. That was the ticket. There we go. Okay. So empty it out, throw that back in there, push it back in just because I'm OCD. and it comes with this travel case that just says travel cushion on the outside, just in case you weren't sure. So here's the deal. It does fit in here. It's gonna fit. All right. For a second there, I thought it wasn't gonna fit. So it does fit. It actually wasn't that difficult. I don't know why I didn't think it was gonna fit. So, and it's got this little cinch thing at the top. So in terms of travel seat cushions, when they're deflated, this is a little on the large side. It's definitely larger than the one I've been using for years and years. So I guess it just depends on what kind of carry-on bag you have with you, and if you have the space for it. I mean, it does compress. So it's not like it's hard-sided. So if you need to stuff it in there, it's probably fine. And, you know, it's just fabric and rubber, and it's graded for up to 440 pounds. So it can take a little bit of abuse. You don't need to worry about that. So yeah, don't be afraid to just stuff it in there and then cram it into whatever's left in your carry-on bag. But it is a little on the large side. Even deflated. So keep in mind that it might take up a lot of space in your carry-on bag. Finally, I saw there was a question on the product page about whether or not it can be washed, whether or not the cover could be washed, I think was the exact question. The deal is there is no cover. Washing it, I mean, you can wash it. It seems like the material is, it's a good quality material. Getting it wet isn't going to be a problem. The back is also quite nice. But do you need to wash it? I don't know. That's the question. If I was going to wash it, I would probably inflate the whole thing first and then just get like a smaller sponge or even a washcloth and then just go, you know, do a good once over the top and then, you know, go up and down all the little ravines here, and that's it. It's not going to be pristine, but you know, then again, it sits on a chair underneath. You're behind all day long. It doesn't need to be pristine. So that's it. I gotta say, kind of in love with this already. I can't wait. I'm going to take it on my next road trip because my teammates' old Subaru seats are not very forgiving anymore. So this will be coming with me on road trips and on airplanes. I see myself taking it to sporting events. Yeah, there's many uses for it. I'm really glad I have it. I can't wait to test it out for the first time. As a matter of fact, I'll probably use it in my desk chair. There are some days when I'm sitting in there for way too long, and even though it's a really nice desk chair, my behind can't take it. So yeah, I'm going to be using this at home. Traveling. I'm really glad that I have it. I feel kind of like a genius now that I'm realizing how versatile it's going to be. Anyway, I'm going to go ahead and give it a 10 out of 10.